LALATE program on unemployment, on your second stimulus check, your second stimulus package, your second stimulus package with check, the CR, and especially covering the questions about unemployment. This is the video every day that goes live and answers your questions about unemployment assistance, whether it's UI, PUA, FPUC, PEUC, extended unemployment benefits, escalated benefits, and more. If you have questions about that and as well, drop them in the comments below. I might start answering them in a second. Tracy just said, can someone tell me the new LLA community location page? It is news.com news.lalate.com/community. That's news.lalate.com/community. Thank you for joining me on Incredible Night. Right after this recording will be a taped recording of Evening's Check. Evening's Check is absolutely going to be a bombshell. So make sure you tune into Evening's Check because so much has developed in the last hour and a half on the CR. The developments have turned to the positive as that guy from Louisiana, who thought his game plan was to be on as many broadcast news channels as possible as one person and just sort of overtake the oxygen level and just say the same thing over and over and over and over again. One guy, and make it sound like everyone in Congress was believing what he wanted to say. Well, the heavens opened up as the wonderful Republican Senator Josh Hawley out of Missouri today went to speak to the President of the United States about stimulus checks in the CR. I'll have those details tonight on Evening's Check and why no less than a half dozen major senators are saying it's never going to pass unless there's a stimulus check in there, and that's the end result. More about those details a little bit later on Evening's Check. But let's get to unemployment benefits. This video is about unemployment benefits. And then Purple Power Live coming up tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Pacific Standard Time answers your questions about CARES Act 1. CARES Act 1, that rent money, the state stimulus check money, utilities. So that's at 7 o'clock tonight. So bring your questions. What I want you to understand for this video is unemployment and the questions about unemployment. Let me go over where we are right now. December 7th, 2020. We're just a few days away from PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, about to go away, about to expire. There's nothing a state can do for PUA to extend it because it's a federal instrument. So if you're on PUA, you only have a few more weeks and nothing can be done unless Congress takes action. Next, PEUC. PEUC. That is the federal law that gave you additional weeks of UI, unemployment assistance, when you're a W-2, when you're like a Macy's employee. PEUC. That's going away in just a few days, the same day as PUA. So, when you were on benefits starting in February or March when the pandemic started, you got unemployed because of this pandemic, you thought that, hey, I would still get unemployment benefits until the pandemic's over. Well, no, because Congress has made a mess. So Congress is not taking care of this yet. As Helen says, mine's done on December 26th. Generally, you're all going to be done in a few days. It depends on your state, because some states, your week starts on a Tuesday for unemployment benefits. Some states, it starts on a Wednesday. And what's important to understand is, poof, it's going away unless Congress acts. Now, both of these CR proposals, memos, they're not bills, they're memos. They're grocery street lists, grocery lists for the store. Both of them have an extension of UI and PUA for 1 month. Thank goodness they got that right. I mean, how could they get that one wrong? So they both had an agreement to extend UI and PUA for 1 month. So then the questions come from viewers. Well, what if I already ran out of weeks? Are they going to put me back on the weeks? That's generally how it would happen. Generally how it's going to happen. Remember how I'm phrasing that, because states mess up all the time. So if your UI weeks ran out the first week of December, and they ran out first week of December, and you're looking at what's happening of Congress, and then Congress acts, and then they do give you additional weeks of UI, your state generally would put you back on the UI and then carry you to when this new period ends, which is presumably about the last week of January. So that's how that works. Now, FPUC. FPUC is that money that goes on top of UI and PUA. It's also called enhanced unemployment benefits. Will you get that in this CR? I don't think you're going to get it. One of the proposals says, yes, give it. I don't think they're going to give it. I just don't think they should give it, although you really need the money. I think they should give it to you as a stimulus check, because I think what they're trying to do, and this is me being very cynical, is I think they're trying to give you FPUC from now to late January. And then when you're sitting around late January, so okay, you're like, okay, so what happened to my FPUC since August? You're going to pay me now? Now, Joe said he's going to take it. Where's my FPUC since August? Oh, we took care of your FPUC. We just gave it to you from December to January. No, that was from December to January. Where's my FPUC since August? I just gave it to you. That's what I'm worried about. And I really do think that's a reality with these people, the way they act, the way they try to connive all the time. So I don't think that FPUC is going to get in there. Again, that's a $600 a week, $500 a week that goes on top of your UI and PUA. I don't think it's going to get in there. Now, ironically, if it doesn't get in there, there's more room for a stimulus check. And that's ironic about the situation. Now, how about if you were unemployed before and are employed now? So I get that question a lot. If you're just joining me, this is Bean and Mitch, our afternoon's program that answers your questions about unemployment assistance. Purple Power Live, which is at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tonight, goes over your questions about CARES Act 1 money. CARES Act 1 stimulus, state stimulus checks, stimulus for rent, and those types of questions. So tune in for that later. I'll be answering questions about unemployment assistance and your questions about the CR check, since there was no live recording of Holidays LA. I'll be answering those questions within a minute. So how about those people who were unemployed but now are employed? And that's the number one question I get. It's very easy. For the weeks you were unemployed, you can do whatever you want for those weeks. So let's say you're unemployed for these weeks over here on this hand, and now you're employed for these weeks over here. Well, for these weeks you're unemployed, they can put you can get the FPUC on top of that retroactive. You can do escalated benefits to raise your benefits by doing the 2019 tax return, which I talk about. You can fix this. You just can't touch these weeks. So yeah, you qualify. All right, now so finally, enhanced unemployment benefits. Enhanced unemployment benefits. What's important to understand is with enhanced unemployment benefits, they aren't dependent on the federal government, thank goodness. So you don't need anything from the federal government to do this. What's important to understand is that you just need to get that 2019 tax return, look at it, see how much you made in 2019. If you made $18,000 or more per year in 2019, you need to do this. And it's so simple. Get that 2019 tax return, get ready to send it off to your unemployment department, hopefully electronically, by email, by uploading it to their website. And if you don't have a scanner, then take it with a picture and take a picture of it and say, hey, here's my tax return. Do I qualify for additional weekly benefits? I'm currently getting paid this amount of money, and this is what's going to happen. What you need to understand is the following. One, don't call it a fancy word, what you're doing. Keep the word simple. Don't say escalated benefits. Don't say enhanced benefits. Don't say, just use simple words. That's the first thing. Second, Google first what the range of weekly benefits are in your state so you know what the numbers are, so that when you hear something wrong, you know it's wrong. So, for example, one viewer, I always use this example, one viewer didn't know that the maximum in Texas per week is over $500. called up someone in Texas at the unemployment department, and they told that person the maximum per week is about $100. And the viewer believed it. So what's important to know is that you need to know what the maximum minimum is. If you've been unemployed for 30 something weeks and you made over $30,000 in 2019, hola de Mexico, someone tuning in from Mexico. If you made over $30,000 2019, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $300 a week, which will be $9,000, bam, right in your account. If you made $25,000 to $30,000 in 2019, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $100 a week, which is about $3,000, bam, right in your account. And finally, if you raise your benefits, if you made both over $18,000, you'll be able to raise your benefits about $50 a week, which is about $1,500, bam, right in your account. So there you go. Any questions now about unemployment, employment, FPUC, PUA, any questions you have about unemployment? My friend no longer receives local unemployment benefits. Can he reapply for PUA? No. So if you were a UI, you can't switch to PUA. UI is for W-2 people, and PUA is for people who are independent contractors. Is Washington going to do extended PUA? No one can extend PUA. That's a federal instrument. No state can extend PUA. They can't extend UI. It's 1410, though. I don't know what they're referring to. Football game. What's going on with the unemployment boost? So that's what I just explained is, oh, you're referring to the CRs and the proposals. One of the proposals is $300 a week for basically late December to January, which is just crazy. I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I just don't see that happening. Will it be retroactive? So yes, I forgot to cover that. So Joe Biden is promising to give you FPUC retroactive from January back to August at $600 a week. Is Ohio adding 20 weeks to UI today? I heard it was one of the 20 other states doing it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone know about that for Ohio? How about Social Security income? So SSI and SSDI would be that standalone bill that would come in January. I cover more about that $2,400 of SSI and SSDI in check, which I think is in the pinned comments here and in the check pinned comment over there. What's going on in hazard pay? That would be in the January bill, the big stimulus package bill. I got fired today. What can I get with unemployment? I'm not sure how it works for firing versus laid off. Anything for California, Los Angeles. So California has not extended its monthly benefits yet, but that's one of the things I'm detailing on Purple, and I'll talk about tonight on Purple Power Live, which is states are about to announce a lot of help. Is Texas adding extra more weeks? I haven't heard that yet, but what's important to understand is you need to watch your state. You need to go to your state's unemployment website and either sign up for text message alerts or email alerts because they're going to be doing something. Someone just said something about Michigan, that Michigan was doing extra weeks. What about Florida? Florida has not announced extra weeks of unemployment. I got denied on PUA. I'm appealing it. Do you think I will get it in Georgia? I had one viewer who got denied on PUA. It took about 3 months, got $15,000 in the end. How's the ear? It's better. It's not gone. I do have the earpiece in at the moment. It was really bad at 11 o'clock today. What about Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania is announcing a major grant program, but I don't know if that's included. Have you heard anything about Illinois? No. Florida is doing the maximum on food stamps. Thank you. Nice comment, Angela. Even though I get Social Security, can I get a second stimulus check? Yes. So the stimulus check has nothing to do if you're on SSI or SSDI. You don't disqualify for the second stimulus check because you're receiving benefits. How did you get interest in all this, LA? Well, I was covering EIDL, I was covering PPP, and I was covering PUA. The very first day, April 25th, I was covering EIDL, PPP, PUA, and UI. I think I did 3 videos the first day. And I did them because it was April 25th and PUA was coming out and people had no idea what PUA was. They literally had no idea what it was. So I thought, oh, make a video about what PUA is. They have no idea what it is. And then I knew about EIDL from another friend on Twitter, and they were having a lot of problems with EIDL. And so I recorded something for EIDL, and then suddenly a lot of people are like, wow, that was helpful. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. And it's just sort of continue from there. Hey, LA, will they extend our weeks of UI if it runs out soon? So that's really what we're dealing with this CR bill. That the CR bill, both sides want to give you additional weeks of UI and PUA, and they really should. The question is whether they're going to really get it together. Have you seen anything for Wisconsin? Not yet. Orange County, Florida is going fast. The portal is 6 a.m. Yeah, Orange County, Florida is apparently doing another round of stimulus checks. Yeah, a lavalier mic for the shirt. Yes. Florida's cheap. When I went live on this channel on April 25th, I had viewers like Eileen who never got a penny from Florida for months because they didn't even get the website to work. Not the viewers, the state. They couldn't get their own website to work. But eventually they all got paid $8,000. Again, these are viewers who held on, who were just frustrated. And I remember making those videos. It was months of videos. Hawaii, Ohio had security breaches. Other states they couldn't get anything to work, and just Florida and Texas just couldn't get anything to work, and finally they just came out live. Florida extending unemployment. Haven't heard anything yet. PUA and unemployment is the same thing? No. So that's a great question. So when you are unemployed, normally you go to your state's unemployment website and say, "Hi, I'm unemployed." Oh, okay. What were you doing before you were employed? I was an independent contractor. Sorry, we can't help you. What do you mean? We only provide assistance for people who are employees, W-2s, like Macy's or Walmart employees. Well, I'm a plumber. I work for myself. We don't give unemployment. You're self-employed. So Congress got this very right. It was one of the best things they ever did was in March when the CARES Act won. They said there's going to be hundreds of millions of people who are self-employed, who are going to lose their job, who are going to lose their income, and they're not employed by a boss. They're self-employed, and they won't get any benefits because there's nothing for them. UI is unemployment assistance for W-2s. There's nothing for an independent contract sole practitioner, and so that's why they created PUA. PUA was just created in March. What if you work a regular job? Oh, it just passed me. Do you think they're condescending? Is the stimulus check in their new bill? They're condescending. I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant. Who can all get the hazard pay? So hazard pay is for essential workers, but that's going to be flushed out in January. It's based on unemployment percentage from the third quarter, said Amy. PUA extending in California. I have not heard that. I think that's a question, not an answer. I have not heard that. Wisconsin's having problems, someone said. 59 weeks for UI in California. Is railroad essential? Yes. Do you think the hazard pay will be up to the employers to apply? Currently, it is in the drafts. Is PUA getting extended in Michigan? PUA, remember, PUA cannot get extended because PUA is a federal instrument. So PUA has to end. A state is not allowed to create an extra weeks for a federal instrument. It's a federal program. They can't say the federal program is going to go on for 20 years when it's supposed to end on December whatever. So a state can't extend PUA. Now, a state can do some crazy things, which they have done, which is take you from PUA and put you on UI, but they cannot extend PUA. So if you're currently on PUA, a state will not be able to extend your PUA past December. Now, they've done crazy things before. They may call it something else, but they can't do PUA anymore. And there you go. Where's the blazer? I'll probably wear the blazer for evenings at LA. It is better, but not good enough yet still. And so there you go. I'm gonna have big updates tonight on Check. Please watch Evening's Check. You think the situation is clear and obvious? Oh no, it's not. The ish is hitting the fan. So watch for Evening's Check tonight because that's coming up right after the show. And if you did not watch Afternoon's Check, which is in the pin comment and purple, watch those as well. But boy, Evening's Check at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, your jaw's going to drop. So have a great afternoon. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and save LA for more.